All right, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Alright guys, welcome back to yet another stream. This one was... honestly, I just kind of pulled it out of my butt. I had no idea what to stream this week, and I was like, yeah, I should do Metroid. Actually, the thought just like briefly crossed my mind, and then it's stuck. Like contact submit. So yeah, we're gonna do some Metroid tonight. I think it's actually a pretty good follow-up, since we did Super Metroid a couple weeks ago, so it's actually kind of fitting in that regard. But Brandon's not here with me tonight, it's just me. I actually played the original Metroid probably way more than Brandon did, so I'm probably the better candidate for this anyway. Whereas Brandon loves blazing through Super Metroid, I think I was the kid that grew up on the original Metroid, so... yeah, we're gonna play some Metroid, so we'll just kind of chill out here for a couple minutes. I'll answer any questions or whatever before we start. Oh yeah, I should probably flash those Patreon folks, those nice folks that have backed me on Patreon. No new backers in the last month, surprisingly. Well, not surprisingly, really. I mean, I really shouldn't be expecting anything with Patreon, actually. I'm actually really happy that I've got what I've got. But yeah, let's thank our Patreon backers. As of August 3rd, 2017, apparently. We're actually on August 31st as of recording this stream. Hey, Sleeves of War. So yeah, we got Sleeves of War, we got Tony Hayden, we got Encrypted Printer, Eric Whitestone, Pinhead John followed me over from Twitch. Nice, man. And looks like that's it right now. So... also topical, since Samus Returns comes out this month. That is true. That is true. I haven't been keeping tabs on Samus Returns. I mean, you guys kind of know how I feel about it, and how I feel about, well, the particular development studio that's working on it. But, yeah, we'll see. And there's Andy Author. What's going on? Hey, no worries, Sleeves. No worries. I mean, hopefully the hurricane didn't affect you too much. It seems like it really smashed some areas and it's really awful. But yeah, if it dodged you for the most part, then that's great. Hey, Larry G. I am doing fine this evening, and I hope you're doing well. Alright, let's switch back over to the gameplay. So yeah, this will be interesting. Metroid it should probably take me 3 or 4 hours to get through. I haven't finished this game in about 4 years now. I think I finished it on the Wii U Virtual Console, you know, just a few months after the Wii U came out. I think it was early 2013 when I finished this. And that's the last time I've really played the original Metroid, so... I mean, of course, when I finished it back then in 2013, that was the first time I had played it in ages, and I didn't really seem to have too much trouble. You know, it's just trial and error as far as, you know, going places in this game, because a lot of places look the same in this game. It's very easy to get lost, as Tony mentioned. And, but also, much like Faxanadu, what I'm going to be doing is using the old save state functionality, and so I can just like reload my state, bam, we're right back there. So yeah, I'm just gonna be using that occasionally. It's not really like necessary in this game, but I'm gonna be doing it every now and then just in case something happens, like we get a power surge or something, or whatever, or even just for like, just for me, if I ever want to come back and revisit this down the road, I've got that save state there, instead of having to jot down a password or something like that. NES Addict, welcome, man. He loves some Metroid. Very nice. And Miku Never Dies is back. Alright, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Oh man, this is gonna take me back. I hope Brandon joins in today on the chat, because he loves the Metroid series, so I think he'll get a kick out of me watching, he'll get a kick out of watching me play this game. Alright, so we just moved over to the left and got the morph ball, so you can just press down and you can just roll. And then not too long from now, we'll actually get some bombs. Hey, Morbid Curiosity. That's right, you only get 30 health to start. I forgot about that. Yeah, Metroid is actually a tough game. It's, you know, it doesn't start you off with a ton of health or anything like that, so you gotta be really careful in the beginning. And, you know, being such an old NES game, it, you know, it's got some design choices that haven't aged the best, I should say. And, you know, like kind of like I said, we're going to be figuring out a lot of this as I go, or I should say refiguring out a lot of this as I go. So these red guys, they take a lot of hits. It's probably just best to avoid them if you're trying to go relatively quickly. These brown ones, though, you can go ahead and take out, because they go, you know, they die pretty quickly. Austin's already on a roll. Way ahead of its time. Glad to see you playing the one that started it all. A lot of people's qualms about this game only stem from not understanding how it works. Yeah, I kind of agree, Society of Sin. Still can't believe NES could handle this. Well, it did. Oof. Yeah, Samus's helmet is giant. Alright, so I know we need some missiles. I don't remember where to get them. We'll just go this way. Morbid? No, I don't think we'll get a sequel to Fusion. Maybe a remake of Fusion, but probably not a sequel. What's a design choice that you'd say didn't age well? Well, lots of the environments looking the same. I'd say that's a primary one. And Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance really addressed that very well. You know, every area looked relatively unique in that. So it was easy to tell you where you were in that versus the original Metroid. There's also things like in the very beginning when I was rolling under that that huge wall. One of those spiky little enemies just like came right at me from the other side. And you probably wouldn't have had enemy placements like that in, you know, more recent or modern games, Metroid games in particular. See, we're not going to be able to do anything here because I think we need missiles. Jeff, you kill me, man. Alright, hold on. Several door opening sounds with your mouth. Alright, let's, Is that good enough for you, Jeff? Or do you need more? You're spoiling the hell out of me, dude. You've been super chatting the last 3 weeks, man. I really appreciate it, Jeff. But yeah, there's other stuff too in this game. I mean, just like the cryptic nature of, you know, parts of the game. I don't know. I personally can't complain too much about Metroid because, you know, like I said, I grew up with this game. And so, you know, all its faults and whatnot, things that, you know, have been done better in, you know, since this game came out. I don't really care that much because this was the first game I played in the series and I'm just kind of used to it. It's kind of like Castlevania 2 for me, where like, even though that game's got some serious, you know, quote-unquote issues, you know, I experienced the game at a young age, I learned it at a young age, and so, you know, a lot of those things just didn't really bother me. You know, what's funny is, like, it wasn't really until like later in my gaming life that I started to become really critical about things I was playing. But when I was a kid, man, I just took it all in. I played everything. I didn't really complain about stuff like I and other people do now. But going back and playing something like Metroid, the original Metroid, I can totally see its quote-unquote flaws, but I can deal with them. Can other people deal with them, though? That's another story. He goes, worth it. Nice. Bottom of the gold shaft to get missiles. Yeah, that's what I figured. This game has good music. I'm all for not having a game hold in your hand. In your opinion, do you think that not having a map adds to the charm or seems antiquated? I I do feel like not having a map is antiquated, but I do totally agree with, you know, a game not holding your hand being more interesting. I know that's not exactly what you said, but that's kind of how I look at it. I much prefer games to not hold my hand, really at all. Maybe it's just from me growing up in a time period where pretty much nothing held your hand. And that's how I like my games. You know, I like figuring things out. But a map is really useful. Like, you know, there were the old days where people would, like, jot out maps on graph paper and things like that. And I personally, I don't have the patience for that anymore. I really don't. You know, I'm an adult now. I don't have 10 hours a day to play video games like I did as a kid. I just don't have the time. Of course, sorry, as I say that, I'm gonna be streaming video games all night. I'm like, I don't have the time, but I'm gonna play video games all night for you guys. But I don't know, it feels a little bit different streaming for you guys and practicing for Let's Plays and things like that. Because my goal isn't to map out dungeons and whatever, or planets when I'm trying to practice for videos for you guys. I like things being as streamlined as possible on a first playthrough nowadays. Alright, so let's actually... yeah, I don't know which way I want to go. Hey, Catherine. And Christopher Margot is back. Welcome back. Society of Sin? I have no idea, man. It's been ages since I've played this game, so... And anyone that's just tuned in, I haven't played this game in like a good 4 years, I think, is when I last finished this game, and so... You know, the locations of the items and things like that are quite foggy in my mind right now, so just bear with me if you just see me being redundant or repetitive or repetitious in where I go or what I do. And keep the tips to a minimum. I got this under control. I don't care if this takes us 5 hours. I don't really plan on doing anything specific after this tonight. Aside from streaming on Twitch, so this might be a longer than usual YouTube stream. There's a lot of enemies, too. Hey, Reality Studio. He definitely doesn't miss making his own maps. Nice. Christopher is watching on his phone. As far as the bosses, Eric, I mean, if you beat a boss... the statues come down after you beat the bosses, I thought. Is that how it works? I don't remember. We're gonna find out. By the way, I got the bombs. Which is great. Hey, Gerald, how you doing? I don't know, there's stuff in this game that you just kind of figure out as you go, basically. And the whole point is you're not supposed to know it. That's what figuring things out is about. It's like a puzzle. Everything's the Dark Souls of something. Yeah, that's And yeah, I get that, Eric, but I mean, what I'm saying is if you actually played it and explored and put 2 and 2 together, you would eventually figure out what to do. Even as a kid. But I know a lot of kids back in the day didn't have a whole lot of patience. And they gave up on these types of games really quickly. It's probably a reason why the, you know, just this, you know, side-scrolling 2D platformer genre really took off back then. They were simple, easy to figure out. I should say the linear 2D platformers. But then games like this, they did well, but I don't think they did as well as, like, Super Mario Brothers. I mean, I figured this game out without really... Actually, you know what's funny is Metroid is one of those games that I don't remember getting many tips on. It's one of those games I actually figured out on my own. Castlevania 2, I had the benefit of having friends that already knew where to go, but with Metroid, I don't even remember any of my friends finishing this game, honestly. They just used, like, they just used a password. They probably found a Nintendo Power to get to the end of the game. But I worked my way through the entire thing back in the day. There we go. There's the long beam. Those little horizontally floating alien pod things in the vertical shafts always creeped me out with their appearance. Reminded me of the worm in the... Oh, God. The worm in the tequila bottle was one of the scariest things to me as a kid, man. Oh, and Poltergeist 2. You want to talk about a movie, like, scarring a kid for, you know, most of his life. Poltergeist 2, that was it for a lot of us growing up in the 80s. I've played a Top Secret Episode. I haven't played the Mafat Conspiracy. I just realized I can't pull up an automap. I'm sad now. Yeah, so if I recall correctly, going all the way up top takes you to... the statues. I don't... Is this... No, this is the beginning, isn't it? No, it is not. Does this take us to Kraid's Lair? I don't know. Kraid's Lair, do you access that from Norfair? I don't remember. I'm just completely speculating now. Don't mind me. Okay, yeah, these are the statues. So once you defeat both bosses, you can, a little bridge comes up, you can roll across, and that's it. And then that takes you to, Mother Brain's lair. And, we're gonna need the ice beam for that. Because there's gonna be a lot of Metroids, we're gonna have to freeze them. We can just grind out on health right now if we wanted to. Probably a wise idea, actually, come to think of it. That's right. They actually have a limit to how many come out. Forgot about that. I like that this health is pretty plentiful in this game. That's nice. Of course, right as I say that. Snoopy clone, I do have the bomb, yes. And Snoopy clone, no backseat driving. I appreciate it, though. Actually, what I wanted to do is come back... Where was it? That's right, not this way. This is where I got the long beam. There's hacks of this that add a map. That's awesome. Yeah, one of my big pet peeves with streaming is backseat driving, so if I ask for tips, guys, trust me, I'll ask for tips, but unless I do, trust me, I got this under control. I appreciate the help, but I am good. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of my big pet peeves. And one of the things I ask the people on Twitch in particular, when I'm streaming over there, like, that's the one thing I ask the most is... let me figure things out, or refigure things out. It's gonna take the damage. Cabal, nice. Well, I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Yeah, like I said, it's been ages since I've finished this game. Yeah, okay, so that's Kraid's lair. Wow! I totally forgot that's where it was. Okay, alright, so we're gonna go back to the yellow area, and we're gonna explore a few more places there, and then we're gonna go to, I guess, Ridley's lair. Or specifically, I guess, was it Norfair first? And then Ridley's lair? I don't remember. We'll figure it out. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? Oh no, that's not Brandon, guys. That's Michael Ayala. That's all right, Michael. I butchered your last name. Brandon is just, he goes by Brandon Michael. Actually, he goes by Michael Mackertz. Technically, his first name is Brandon, but his middle name is Michael, and so that's what he goes by. Nice, Cabal. Yeah, for me, Michael, it's actually, it's not even, I haven't even been paying attention to the Metroid 2 remake, honestly. I'm just like, my brother and I streamed Super Metroid a couple weeks ago, and I was like, it'd be cool to play through the first Metroid. Another Metroid 2 remake. There's a chance in the future, but not anytime soon because I don't want to stream it until I'm actually familiar with it. I can kind of get away with doing something like this, even though I haven't practiced it, just because, you know, it'll come back to me as I play it, because I have played it a lot, you know, over the years. But something like AM2R, I haven't even played it once yet, so I don't like to do blind streams on YouTube. So yeah. Now, if I stream it on Twitch and I finish it or something like that and I get familiar with it, then yeah, I can totally try to do that on YouTube. Going to attempt Metroid 2 on the Game Boy? No. Definitely not, man. Definitely not. I mean, yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. It's not exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's what I heard. AM2R is a pretty large game. Shit, I don't want to do this, but I pretty much have to. I don't even know if this is gonna work. I know if you time it right, you can get it. Oh, that's right. I forgot you can do this. Ah, ha, ha, ha. See, guys? It's exactly what I said. It'll come back to me. You just gotta give me some time. Give me some time. I forget that, or I forgot that you can jump off your bombs explosions. So, like, kind of like that, and then give you a little bit of extra height in certain cases, depending on, like, your situation. Like, if you're... well, yeah. Sinful, AM2R is called Another Metroid 2 Remake, and it's a hobbyist remake. And supposedly it kicks ass. There we go. Alright, chat's gonna scroll up for a second, guys. I'm gonna... let's see... Chainsaw hijinks, I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, we were pretty much at the mercy of... You know, like, I think I mentioned it, I don't know if it was on last week's YouTube stream or if it was just, like, on a Twitch stream, how... You know, back in the day, it was, for me, it was birthdays and Christmas. And, those are pretty much the only times I ever got games. And so, you know, back then, we just played what we had. We didn't have the internet back then. At least the internet wasn't a thing as we know it today. And, we had to rely on, like, magazines and word of mouth and things like that, and... You know, if you were stuck at a part, you couldn't just, you know, whip up Google and find your answer in 5 seconds like you can now. It's actually kind of fun playing some new games that I'm not familiar with on Twitch, because I'll go to straight to Game Facts and, you know, figure out my solution instantly. You know, a couple people here have seen me do that live on Twitch. Like, we were playing Shadowgate last week on Twitch, and I just had a walkthrough lined up from the internet. And, I couldn't have done that back, sorry if I stutter, back in the day as a kid. You know, some games were definitely frustrating back then. I mean, Metroid was frustrating back then. But, you know, we stuck with it. It's what we had. Oh, come on. Oh, that's right, you can't shoot down in this game. I forgot. Wow. I'm sitting there trying to shoot down. I'm actually kind of taking the hard way out here, because you can just get to the other way from a different direction. We'll just go the other way. Oops. But yeah, something else we did back in the day a lot was borrow games. And it was, I know, for a lot of people back then, swapping games with people. Not like permanent trades, but just like temporary swaps. Or in the case of me, you know, I had lots of neighbors that trusted me, and so I would just get to borrow their games on command, you know? If they knew they weren't going to play them, they would just let me take them. That's how I got to play Super Metroid a lot at first. You know, we didn't own that game for a while, actually. We just ended up borrowing it from people a bunch and then renting it as well. Rentals were another thing. But borrowing games was huge back then for us growing up in the late 80s and 90s. Yeah, Andy, Castlevania 3, that was a game I borrowed as a kid. I never owned it. I wanted to own it, and then by the time I was able to buy it, you couldn't buy it anywhere anymore. Which was a bummer. I remember going to KB Toys asking for Castlevania 3, and they didn't have it. Yeah, the Castlevania series was always one of my favorites, but I never owned a Castlevania until I kind of got out of NES after having my Super Nintendo and then getting the Genesis. I remember trading in pretty much all my NES stuff, including the hardware. Which is weird, because like today I would never even think about doing that. It's like my NES is sacred to me. But when I got my second NES, which was like probably 96 or 97, that's when I got the Castlevania games on the NES. But I had played them, you know, religiously as a kid. Guess this isn't the one where you can go up, is it? No, it is. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. More missiles, very nice. Axiom Verge. I'm looking forward to trying out Axiom Verge. I hear like it's supposed to come out to the Wii U, and the guy is just trying to figure out a means of distributing it. A physical version, anyway. So I'm trying to figure out, like, if it comes out physically on Wii U, I kind of want to buy it on Wii U, because it'll be pretty much the last brand new game I think I'll ever buy for the Wii U. You know, I thought Zelda was going to be that game, but then Darksiders War Mastered Edition came out, so I bought that. And so I'm just kind of waiting to see if Axiom Verge comes out. Yeah, Tyler, well, what happened is a Wii U version physically was planned, and major retailers decided just recently, in like recent weeks, that they no longer want to carry it on Wii U specifically. So the developer made a comment on, I guess maybe his Twitter or something like that, probably a month or two ago, saying he's still looking into, you know, a way for a physical Wii U version to get made. I just hope he doesn't go with something like limited run games, because then at that point, you know, you'll never get a copy of it. Yeah, it's disappointing. It's just retailers are like, oh, we don't want to take a risk on anything Wii U anymore. It's dead. Which is a damn shame. And I guess it makes sense. I mean, like, Darksiders War Mastered, like, I'm actually kind of surprised is my local Walmart's got a copy or two, and it's just been sitting there for like the last couple of months. Which is sad, 'cause it's a $20 game, it's a brand new release, but no one's interested in Wii U. I guess it's just the fact of it. Alright, so we're gonna try something before going to Norfair. Yeah, it absolutely will, Michael. I mean, if it sees the light of day, it'll absolutely have collector value later on down the road. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Wii U. You know, I bought one, you know, a month after it came out, and so I've basically been there since just about the beginning. And, you know, it's kind of a shame it only lasted the 5 years or so, if that. Not even. I mean, Zelda was really the last big release. Sinful, I have no idea, man. I actually haven't played Darksiders. You know, what's funny is I have the first one on 360. I bought the War Mastered edition on Wii U. And I still haven't played any of them. But I hear they're pretty good. I mean, if you like Zelda with a darker theme, supposedly that's what they are. Yeah, Nintendo did a lot of things wrong with the Wii U. They just did a lot of things wrong with it. And it sucks. Not quite. Ha ha ha. Got it. Recently snagged Shadow Warrior 2 on the Xbox. Shadow Warrior 2? What? That's interesting. Alright, so we're gonna go to Norfair. I know there's some other things I could try to get, but it's, you know, I really need the high jump boots for... Is it the Various suit or is it the Screw Attack? I don't remember. No, Xenoblade 2 is not out yet, Sinful. So Xenoblade Chronicles X is like a side game. It's not really well, hell, for all I know, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 probably will be a side game as well, not actually like a... It'll be a sequel in the way like Final Fantasy 2 is a sequel to Final Fantasy 1, in that it's not really a sequel. But it shares the numbering convention. But as far as the Xenoblades, they're kind of two different games, honestly. The combat is very, very similar between Xenoblade and Xenoblade Chronicles X. But Xenoblade Chronicles X is more like an MMO or Western-style RPG, like... I don't know, I guess you could say like Fallout 3 or Elder Scrolls, something like that. Whereas Xenoblade Chronicles had Western RPG elements, but it was still a fairly straightforward JRPG. Just with some really damn fun gameplay and... yeah, if that makes any sense. The story in X is kind of crap, honestly. Xenoblade Chronicles, the original, kind of has more of like a traditional, I guess, Japanese RPG type of story. And it's a really good story, actually. One of the things I really enjoyed about it. And, I don't know, I'd say if anyone's gonna play any of them, I'd say start with the first Xenoblade Chronicles, personally. That's the one that wowed me the most, you know. I don't really play a lot of RPGs, but Xenoblade really hit me hard. And then I loved X as a result, but X is a different beast altogether. Yeah, and the actual Xenoblade 2 is coming out later this year, supposedly. Or maybe next year. It'll probably... I'm gonna say it's probably gonna get delayed. Alright, so we'll try the left way after drinking my monster. Yeah, Tyler, that was one of the big draws of Xenoblade Chronicles X, was that the world was just amazing and astounding to look at. And the music was great. Had a great soundtrack, too. I mean, they both had great soundtracks, but in totally different ways. Like, Xenoblade Chronicles had, more traditional JRPG cues, along with some really awesome, like, hard rock stuff as well. Whereas, Xenoblade Chronicles X has a totally different type of soundtrack, but it's super memorable at the same time. Very energetic at parts. The question is, Sinful, did that person come from the Shmumps forum, or did, or is he just some random dude off the street? I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles X does have a lot of walking, but you've also got fast travel and stuff like that, so it's not like you have to walk everywhere after you've gotten to a certain point. And then you get mechs partway through the game. Granted, it's a ways into the game. Like, I put 30-something hours into the game, I still haven't gotten the mechs. But that's a huge part of the game, apparently, is getting the mechs, and travel becomes much, much faster. Sega 16 forum, Yeah, I don't know, man. I will say I didn't really have any issues with the scope of the world. Yeah, sometimes you're like, oh, it's all the way over there, but then when you remember you can fast travel, it's really not bad at all. Society of Sin, there's this magical thing called a flashcart, which we may or may not be using right now. It allows you to play games on your original hardware with some other perks. And specifically, we're actually using the Retro USB AVS hardware clone system to play this. I've raved about this thing a bunch in the past, and I've got a review on it on my channel if you guys don't know what this thing is. And specifically, I'm using a Retro USB power pack, which is an old NES flash cart. What's up, Solid Snake? Michael, you need to pick up a flash card, man. They're so good. How many different endings are there in this game? I don't have a definitive answer for that. Yeah, no, flashcards really do pay for themselves very, very quickly. Yeah. I want to play Musha. What are carts going for these days? Oh, $200? The flashcards only a quarter of that? Yeah, those flashcards pay for themselves pretty quickly nowadays. And they're pretty much a godsend for people that, you know, do lots of recordings and streamings and things like that for YouTube and Twitch and whatnot. Yeah, Sinful, we talked about this versus Zero Mission a few weeks ago. Can you, like, restate your opinions on that? No, this is actually bad. This is actually really bad. Come on, come back down. Please. Please. That was close. Not really sure why I would laugh at that, Andy. There's a lot of games I haven't finished that are probably pretty easy to finish. I just haven't done it, so I refuse to laugh at you, Andy, for that. Unless you wanted me to. I mean, if you wanted me to, I can, but it's not really, you know, it's not really what I do. Now, if you came to me and said I just dropped $200 on a cartridge of Musha, then I would laugh at you. I'm that kind of jackass. I don't really have many opinions, Sinful, in regards to Zero Mission and Zero Mission and the original Metroid. I mean, they're both... I mean, Metroid 1, honestly, I don't know, man. I beat Zero Mission once. I remember really enjoying it and thinking, wow, this was a fantastic remake of it, of the original Metroid. But that was it. And I'm so lost, man. Every place just looks freaking the same in this area. This is one of the worst offenders in the game, I think, is this area. I go through a door and I see the same platforms and the same enemies, and I'm like, that was the third time I saw that. Just a couple weeks ago, Sinful, I remember you told me that you finished Zero Mission, and then you went back and played the original, and you had some kind of revelation or something. I don't remember the other details, but... But I think one of the best things that Zero Mission did for the game was make it more streamlined. Like, it didn't have a map, and it didn't play a whole lot faster, and... You know, I mentioned it earlier, where areas looked much more distinct, so you didn't feel like you were getting lost around every corner. That sort of thing. Like, in my eyes, like, that's only a good thing. Super Metroid-ifying Metroid 1. And, you know, I think that's why people like Zero Mission so much. Oh, nice, Chainsaw. Hey, I'm glad you dig that game. Now, that game is awesome. That game is super awesome. Anyone that hasn't played that, I implore you to play it, because it is great. Especially if you're a fan of you know, the old Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts games. I forgot how dangerous, like, some of these areas can be in this game. Because once you go into that lava, it's really tough to get back out at certain parts. Hey, Kirnath. You hear about that DLC they did with the new 3DS Metroid? The DLC is linked to physical amiibos. Really? Oof. The DLC is on the cartridge itself. Oh, that's awful. Really, Nintendo? God, man. I don't want to boycott your games for that kind of crap, but I had no problem boycotting Capcom stuff for years because of that nonsense. Wow. I can't believe Nintendo's doing that. Hey, Deadly Gaming! There you are, man. I was wondering where you were. Oh, look 'em! Awesome. What's my favorite serial drama TV show? I loved Breaking Bad. Loved that a lot. I was hooked to that. Twin Peaks, X-Files, stuff like that. Hello, Alan. I don't mind companies embracing DLC. It's just when you start charging people for content that's already on your distribution media. So like with Capcom and some of their fighting games from the 360 generation, they had all like the extra characters already on the discs, and then they wanted to charge you for them separate. And that just comes off as like dirty to me. I remember back in, you know, the Dreamcast days, just having those characters to begin with, you know, made it the complete package it was. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And then not only did Capcom want to start, you know, giving you less with the newer fighting games, but they wanted to charge you for it, for the extras on top. But the extras were already on the media that you were buying. That was the slap to the face. Okay, I get it. You want to charge extra for characters nowadays, you have your reasons, whatever they are. But making us pay for stuff that's already on the disc we bought is just absurd. Absolutely absurd to me. Well, now it sounds like Nintendo's doing this. Now, I don't want to put my arms up. Ah, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm trying to remember what to do here. I'll just go to a different room. Yeah, that's true, Morbid Curiosity. There's no no disc or cartridge to hide the DLC on. Yeah, and the DLC being linked to limited edition collectibles, that's not cool in my book either. That is true, though. You could look at it as just locked content, but... yeah, I mean, I guess, it's only DLC if you're actually downloading it from another source. or having to go online and to unlock it. That's I think probably the definition of DLC, downloadable content. But if it's already there, and they say it's already there, and they're just features you can unlock, by having this amiibo, you can unlock this feature. And as long as it's not downloading anything from the internet, does it actually count as DLC? Oh crap. Yeah, this is gonna be rough. Oh, look at that! Look at that! We just died. First time. I'm not really a fan of Day 1 DLC, honestly, myself. I feel like you should just make, like, the best product you can and not worry so much about deadlines, because if the game's really good, you know, it's probably still gonna sell. Like, I really liked how Nintendo handled Breath of the Wild. You know, it was a pretty complete game. Probably one of the most complete games I've played in a long time. And it wasn't until, like, you know, a couple months later they released the first DLC pack. Like, that's how I would like to see more developers handling their games. No, that is true, Deb. Yep, absolutely. It's still pretty crappy regardless. Alright. Yeah, no, yeah, that's the thing, Cabal. I don't want to make any defense about it, but I also I'm the kind of person where, like, I'd like to refer to it as what it actually is. Like, I don't want to be calling it DLC if it's not DLC, because then I'm just propagating misinformation. So I still think it's a pretty crappy practice, though. You know, what they're doing with that. Calamity, welcome, welcome. God, these things hit like tanks. I'm actually... That's right, aren't you supposed to tackle Kraid first? Or do you... Well, Alan, that's where you hope that the system has been hacked, and then it doesn't matter at that point. But the thing is, like, I know with, like, the 360, it's a pain in the ass to hack them. Wow. Rudy! What's going on, you clown? Yeah, we'll go to Kraid's Lair. I just, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, guys, I haven't finished this game in ages, so yeah, I haven't finished this game in ages, so I'm just refiguring out this game. This is by no means an expert playthrough of this game or anything like that. We'll have to try to not get lost on our way back up. Might get back to playing Mario RPG. Game stopped trading years ago. Finally got it back. Aww. Hey, look at that. Got the high jump boots, so that's good. These guys don't want to give me much health. Doing really badly at this game now. Was up all night yesterday and now Austin stream. Thought you start on Wednesday. Yeah, no, I start on Thursday night, Sinful. I didn't sleep much today, actually, believe it or not. Like, I think I say that every Thursday stream, actually, but I really didn't sleep at all today. I tried, I played a crap ton of Final Fight today when I got home from work, and then I tried going to bed around noon, and all I saw while attempting to sleep was bad guys from Final Fight getting the crap beaten out of them over and over and over again. I don't think I actually even slept. By the way, in my Twitch stream after this, we're going to be playing some Final Fight CD on the Sega CD. I'm looking forward to that. By the way, Sunfall, I don't think I told you I 1CC'd the Super Nintendo Final Fight. Twice now. Not to say it's easy, because there were multiple other playthroughs I attempted that I just got bent over on completely. There's some flaws I wasn't really noticing as much of on Sunday's stream. Like the game eating your inputs gets really bad. Actually, it can really screw you over. But I was also in for a rude awakening because the Super Nintendo version of Final Fight has a maximum of 3 enemies on screen at once. The Sega CD version has a maximum of 4 enemies, along with a greater amount of objects. Like you can have 4 enemies and barrels coming at you at the same time. And then I played the arcade version today. Holy crap. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to 1CC that game. The Sega CD version I could see myself doing, but the arcade version... The final level in the game, you'll have 9 enemies on screen at once in single player. It's pretty ridiculous. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to do crowd control in single player. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm just building up my health. After that fiasco down south, I kind of need it. Alright, so these guys are empty now, so I gotta... Oh, no! Ugh, this takes a while. Imagine if I had all my E-tanks. Yeah, NES Attic, it gets... the farming on this game gets a little repetitious, to say the least. Hey, see ya, Chainsaw. Take care, man. Thanks for tuning in. But you're kicked out of your game room tonight. Oh, man. Oh, it's not gonna collect it. Ugh. Yes, a lot of people jumping in that like this game. Welcome, welcome, everyone. We got a similar reaction with Faxanadu a couple weeks ago. I don't know why you people waste your time. You can say one line and I'll ban your ass. It's not that hard. It's 2 clicks away. Yeah, don't mind the folks like that, guys, that run into, you know, our streams. They try to get a reaction, and they're looking for the channels that don't do anything and get riled up, so... Swift justice! That's right, Drixel. Alright, so now I think we'll be in a better position if we went back to, you know, Ridley's lair, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna go to Kraid, since we're back in this direction anyway. No, I totally got you, NES Addict. I just don't want them to bring the stream down, that's all. Bring the vibe of the stream down. It's a good stream. This game really doesn't want to give me much health these days. It was giving me a lot in the beginning, but now it's not really giving me anything. Hey, Viper Acid. Mother Brain thrives on their negativity. I love how glitchy this game can get. Like, there was that little bit of, you know, like the walls turned gold there. It's not really supposed to happen, but it does. It's just kind of funny. Hey, MT Shark, what's going on, dude? How you doing? Yeah, I agree, Sinful. I agree. That was a real shame about that. Hey, there's the other Michael. What's going on, Brandon? How you doing, man? People were mistaking another Michael for you earlier tonight. But now Brandon's actually here. That's Michael Macker. That's my brother, Brandon. Alright, so we're gonna go to Kraid's lair. Yeah, Metroid Brandon has some really classic tunes. It's one of the earliest games that I can think of that got covered. Remember when the mini bosses did their cover back in... Oh god, it was such a long time ago. It was ages ago. They had a Metroid medley they did. No, Tony, you're not, but I think it does less damage to you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's kind of what I was talking about earlier. So many parts just look the same, and it kind of kills your desire to continue exploring. Like, I'm kind of like, I don't really feel like messing with it anymore. So that's where, like, Zero Mission is a huge improvement. Like, with Zero Mission, I wanted to keep just exploring every little nook and cranny, like in Super Metroid, but you know, playing the original Metroid again, I don't get that feeling at all. I go through one door and I see a section, I'm like, okay. I go through another door and I see the same section again, yet I know I'm not at the same spot. And then I go through a third door and see the exact same thing again for a third time. And it's just, it's irritating. That's what it is. Let's just cut this off here and play Battletoads. You know, the funny thing about Super Metroid is that every area looks so distinct. Like, I don't need a map in that game. I actually very rarely bring up the map when I play Super Metroid, but Metroid, the original, so many levels look identical. Like, I can never remember exactly where I am. Unless I'm just completely focused on the game, like, not streaming it, if it's just me in the game, and I'm 100%, like, dead focused on it. Okay, maybe that's a different scenario, but when I'm trying to talk to you guys, or my thoughts are elsewhere, you know, the similar areas just start to blend into one another, and I kind of just forget where I am in the whole thing. I'd imagine that's how a lot of people are just normally playing this game. Let's play Snake, Rattle, and Roll. That's what I want to try to finish sometime in the near future. I've never beaten Snake, Rattle, and Roll. Really? He dodged all 3 missiles. Wow, so they give you 5 health back and they take away 10. It's not a very good trade-off. Nice, Luigi. Yeah, I guess that's it for this area. Goonies 2, yeah, Goonies 2 I don't think I'd have patience for because of those first-person sections. People say that if you're not a fan of like the first-person parts of Goonies 2, you would probably like Goonies 1 more. Unfortunately, I was, I guess, Japan only? Of course, if you got a flash card, you can just play it. Yeah, I never beat Solstice, but I can imagine it's one of those games where, like, when you know what to do, you can just tear right through it really quickly. So we're gonna try to do that sometime. I'm gonna try to finish that game. There's a lot of NES games like that that I never finished back in the day, but I want to. Why does that piss you off, Lizer? You probably have bigger things to worry about than some dude beating Solstice really quick. I probably missed an item too, falling down really fast like that without paying attention. The fun thing about these old video games is getting better at them, learning them. Doesn't matter if someone else is better than you at a game. Oh, hey! It's great! Should I save it? Sure, why not? He just knocked me out. Yeah, have I ever finished Dr. Chaos? Sean, I have not, but I have played it a lot. We might even stream it in October. Huh. Oh, really? I guess they don't fall down. Impossible Mission. I have not played the NES version of Impossible Mission. I've only played the 7800 version, where it's literally impossible because there's a glitch that prevents you from getting past one of the levels. Mini Crate, Jump Crate. The sequel to Solstice, yeah, Equinox, yeah. On Super Nintendo. Well, it's a little bit different than Solstice. I mean, it's got the same elements, but there's also this, like, overworld exploration element as well. Adventures of Bio Billy. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's kryptonite. Simply because the game is just completely unfair. That's funny, I was so close to having him dead the first time. I was just messing around trying to get that E-tank. Like, is it a troll E-tank? I don't believe it. Maybe it is. Yeah, I thought you could get it. I thought I remember getting it back in the day. It is definitely trolly. That's for sure. That's a given. Really? Wow, Society Sin. Why does that work, but coming from the left doesn't? That just... it doesn't make any sense. That's so weird. Yeah, no bombing, Gary, because, when you're in the lava, you can't bomb when you're in the lava. Nintendo was trolling gamers in the 80s, yep. Wow, I just realized I've got a lot of missiles. Now the question is there anything else I'm missing from this area? Really? What the hell did I get hit by? Got hit by a glitch, that's what I got hit by. Yeah, like, I don't think I... Did I come here? Nope. Alright guys, friendly request for advice. Where is the screw attack? I just want to make sure that, like, I don't think it's in Kraid's lair, right? I don't remember. I really don't remember at all. If it is in Kraid's lair, I obviously want to get it, before I leave. Because I don't want to come back. Screw attack is in Norfair. Okay. Alright, good deal. I feel like we're back on track now after that little fiasco at Ridley's lair. Eric, I did not. I realized that I wasn't supposed to be there. So we went and we got the Various suit after finding the high jump boots, and then went to Kraid's lair after that. No water in this game, Tyler. No water. But there's plenty of lava. I don't really know if that's much better. These are some of the glitches I was talking about. It's funny. Yeah, there's a whole lot of glitches like that, Tyler. Yeah, Deadly Groove, I think the first game I played, I always forget. Right door, left door. I don't remember. The first game I played where you upgrade stuff, it was either Castlevania 2 or Zelda 2. I think it was probably Castlevania 2. It's pretty much best to have the wave beam everywhere, honestly, until the end of the game. Because the wave beam is much more powerful than the ice beam. Granted, the ice beam is useful. See, I can just freeze enemies and just skip over them. That's nice. But, you know, the wave beam's a much better offensive weapon. But you definitely have to have the ice beam for the end with the Metroids. Let's play a Prime 2? No, never. I've never finished a Metroid Prime game, let alone even played Metroid Prime 2, so... But I could totally, you know, I'll totally consider a live stream of, like, the first one. Because that seems like a pretty solid game. And I do have the first one that I've never actually beaten, so... Yeah, me too, Mark. I enjoy Simon's Quest as well. I know there's a bunch of people here that do as well. Well, you could relay it in multiple messages, Andy. Hey, Mike, what's going on, dude? How are you doing tonight? Hey, Meatpill as well. What's going on? Yeah, a lot of people tell me, including Brandon in the chat there, that Metroid Prime 2 is just, way too confusing. I don't know. Yeah, people tell me that, like, it's just, it was a little too much for them. Yeah, and people say that part 3 was really linear. I thought I heard, Sinful, that the screw attack's no longer around. Someone was mentioning that on, someone had mentioned it on Twitch, you know, a couple weeks ago, and I think I asked, actually, because I remember watching their stuff a long time ago, but... Hey, Wayne? Game attack. Huh, interesting. Okay. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, Metroid Prime 2 had that whole, like, light and dark system, right? That reminds me of, like, Harmony of Dissonance on the Game Boy Advance that had, like, the light and dark castle or whatever, and it just... I remember in that game in particular, it annoyed the hell out of me. And watching reviews of Metroid Prime 2 and seeing people's complaints about it, I can tell that I probably wouldn't enjoy the game very much. Yeah, exactly, Brandon. The back and forth, like, it's unnecessary back and forth from what it seems like. It's padding. I'm not a fan of unnecessary padding like that in games. Just to, like, artificially lengthen the experience. I'd rather have a shorter, tighter experience than, unnecessary padding. Oh, okay, there we go. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but I'll take another E-Tank. Oh yeah, Brandon played the hell out of Metroid Prime. Yeah, he liked that game a lot. Other M was a train wreck. So many people say that. I have to play through that game just to see for myself. Like, we've talked about it multiple times on stream. It seems like the gameplay is alright. It just seems like everything else is pretty lackluster. And that was a troll drop right there. Alright, Screw Attack, where are you, man? Dolphin VR? What? Yeah, the only thing about that encrypted printer is that first-person games where you have control over your movements feel very nauseous to me. Like when I play Dread Halls, for instance, you know, or like affected the manner I felt like I'd get sick to my stomach. Or I felt like I was. I'm not sure if I would like Metroid Prime in VR as a result. Let's convert me back into a princess with super powerful armor. No, Sinful, it's not a frame rate thing when it comes to VR. Have you used VR, man? I just... Yeah, VR, like, it's... when you're inside that headset, you feel totally different. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, the chat's like a minute behind, so whenever you say something like, "Oh, go back," I've probably already gone like halfway through the rest of the dungeon. Yeah, Sinful, see, if you used VR, or if you tried it, you would understand exactly what I mean. So, I think it's probably best for you to try it yourself. And I suggest that to anyone. Like, you can't really make assumptions about VR or how it feels until you try it. Because it's totally unlike probably anything else you've ever tried before in terms of video games. No, Tyler, it's definitely not a gimmick. It's definitely not a gimmick. As someone that's got a VR headset now, in the form of the Oculus Rift, it's pretty damn immersive. I would use it more if I didn't have so much to do with my Let's Plays and stuff. Oh, crap. Alright, dude. Ho 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 ho. We're gonna, you know, just in case that happens again. Yeah, again, Sinful, the issue with VR and first person is that they haven't quite figured out how to make free movement work to a point where it doesn't make people sick. Which is why a lot of first-person games in VR have this teleportation system. And you're locked into place, but you can sort of teleport across the map. That's what Robo Recall does. That's what Doom 4 not Doom 4, but Doom VFR is going to do later this year, which I'm going to pick that up when it comes out. And a lot of the other first-person games are like games where you just sit still in a single spot. Or you might have a little bit of room scale where you're like you can actually move around physically a little bit. Tyler, you cannot morph ball while midair in this one, unfortunately. Tyler, the Vive was so much better at one point, but not anymore. Because Oculus received, bleh. I guess what, like, sometime last year they released their own, touch controllers, which I personally think are superior to the Vive controllers. And then the actual, you know, in-headset experience is about the same. And, they both do room scale now. There's definitely some factors with the Vive that make it more convenient, like sensors that don't have to be wired to a computer. But for the most part, the experience is about the same. And the thing about the Oculus is that it costs considerably less now. Well, I wouldn't say considerably, because the Vive did just drop its price to, what, $599. But there are still, I believe, some other things you still have to buy with the Vive, though, if you want to get that full experience. Whereas when you buy a Rift, you kind of have everything there when you buy the package. So, Gary, Deadly, how have you been using your Rift? I assume you got it, right? Encrypted, I have not played that, no. What Metroid games have I played? Well, I have played Metroid, Metroid 2, Super Metroid, Metroid Zero Mission, Metroid Fusion, and a tiny bit of Metroid Prime and a tiny bit of Metroid Other M. Those are the Metroid games I played. Oh, that's right, you've got to build the rest of your computer. Okay. Kirby, we did one about 3 weeks ago. An open galaxy Metroid? I'd say probably no thanks to that. Seems like something like that could be way too large in scope for what, you know, for the kind of design Metroid works with. Will I be getting Samus Returns? I will not. Like, I don't want to sound, like, negative about it, but I'm not a big fan of Mercury Steam stuff, and... it doesn't look that interesting to me. Like, I'd rather play AM2R, which I haven't played yet, so... if anything, I'll play that. Oh, Federation Force! Wow, that was a thing. I totally forgot that existed. Alright guys, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm getting a Metroid map. I'm tired of this crap. I'm so tired of this. Alright, let's see. Would you really classify the Ouya as much of a console, though? I mean, it was just an Android all-in-one device. There's a lot of devices like that, but we don't call them consoles. I don't know, to me, if it doesn't have a, some kind of physical medium slot, it doesn't really... It's not much of a console to me. Oh, son of a... I had a feeling it was gonna be there. Oh, I know exactly where it is. Oh, backtracking, yay. I know Society, I'm looking at a map. I know exactly where I have to go now. Was Pictionary one of those games that Rare did on the NES? I know they did a couple of weird games like that. Hey, Victor. What LJN published doesn't define who developed the game. For instance, LJN published not Friday the 13th. Well, they published that too, but they published Nightmare on Elm Street, and Rare actually developed that game. So, Software Creations made Pictionary? Okay. Well, Marluxia, we're glad to have resurrected you, because it sounded like you were pretty much dead there, so... Welcome back to the real world. Help? You're kidding me. Wow. Talk about getting stuck. Oh, I love me some Arkanoid. Just push me right back in. Oh yeah! Screw tag! Yeah, this is gonna help me a little bit. Want to know the best way to play Taito arcade games? Play the original arcade games on the original arcade machines. That's the best way. And I'm not being facetious. Can I screw attack this guy? Nope, apparently not. The second Taito Legends, man, is awesome. It's got a lot of good games on it. Liquid Kids, freaking Elevator Action Returns. The, one of the European ones, I think on Xbox, has Kadash on it. Darius Gaiden, Gun Frontier, Growl. There's all sorts of great stuff in Volume 2. Volume 2 on Xbox has, in Europe, has Rayforce on it, the first one. Oh yeah, it's got Puzzle Bobble 2. Bust a Move 2. Yeah, Taito Legends Volume 2. In my eyes, Taito Legends Volume 2 is one of the best arcade compilations ever compiled. No pun intended. It and the Capcom Classics collections on PS2 and Xbox. Those are pretty much the best collections ever. Yep, G Darius, absolutely sinful. Good one there. And I don't think it has the crazy slowdown of the PS1 version either. Hey, see ya, Mark? The shark? Yep, G Darius is on Taito Legends 2. Yep. Are you out, Society? If you are, take it easy. Thank you for the tips. Oh yeah, this makes life so much easier. So much easier. I don't even know where to go. Because this is Metroid and everything looks the same. Well, that was pointless. Oh, yeah, Ori. I have Ori on Xbox One, but I still haven't played it yet. I hear it's fantastic. I've seen videos of it, and it looks great. Okay, Kirby, it'll be in an hour or two on Twitch. But as far as my YouTube stream, it will be next Thursday. Same time, same place. 3 more weeks until Cuphead. Nice. Kirby, I start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday. For anyone that, you know, wants to see my schedule, if you go to my main channel page, my thumbnail, or my banner has my current upload and stream schedule for YouTube. And then every video description also has my times, my upload dates, and my live stream times. In October, I'll probably be doubling up on streams. I'll probably be doing Tuesday morning streams as well as the Thursday night streams. I hope Cuphead is like a fair kind of difficult, because it, like, looking at some of the footage, it kind of takes me back to like Alien Hominid, which honestly wasn't a very balanced run and gun. It's super unfair, and as such, it wasn't really that much fun. So yeah, I hope Cuphead has like a nice balanced... Like, I hope it's really hard, but I hope it's one of those hards that's kind of like Contra Hardcore, where, you know, you play it for a little bit, and, you know, or I should say, the more you play it, the more you get better at it. Alien Hominid didn't have that as much. It didn't feel like, anyway. I mean, I tried and tried at that game. I'm normally really good at running guns, but... Yeah, I still haven't played Sonic Mania either. I'm probably gonna wait. Money's kind of tight for me right now, so... I'm kind of just trying to play catch-up on funds myself. This is that time of the year, too, where a lot of things just start to hit me one after another. Like, I just got my bill from my personal property taxes today. I was just like, ah! It's more money I have to spend on... Well, things I don't want to actually spend them on. Spend it on. And then I just had to pay my car insurance, you know, 3 or 4... Whoa! Hey, buddy! I kind of wish I saved it. Crap. Yeah, so I'm kind of like curbing my gaming spending, habits at the moment. Let's come back out and save it. Just in case I die. A Sonic Mania funding stream. Will I be playing Undertale? Probably not Kirby. I don't have Undertale. And if I play an RPG, I'll probably go back and play an old school RPG that I'm familiar with, like Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy 4 or 6 or something like that, or Secret of Mana, action RPG. Damn straight, Lyzerk. Yeah, so I figured I would use the save states on my flash card, because I don't want this to be a 6-hour stream. It looks like Ridley's Lair doesn't have a whole lot to it in terms of, like, goodies to get. It's just, like, missiles and things like that. Mario and Luigi RPGs? I've never played a Mario and Luigi RPG. I only played the original Super Mario RPG back in the day. And that's pretty much it, so... Legend of Mana? Never finished Legend of Mana, so probably not. I did like what I played at Legend of Mana, though. And I remember really liking the music in that game, too. The music and the combat felt really good to me. Yeah, no Paper Mario. Oh, Brandon, you beat Legend of Mana. I didn't know that. I didn't even know you played it all that much. I tried playing the Minish Cap a couple months ago, and it felt really, really lame to start. And I was just like, yeah, I don't really feel like playing this now. I also played it after I played Breath of the Wild, and so it felt super underwhelming to me just based on that alone. But I also felt like I could just be playing Link to the Past. So... I don't think Secret of Mana is very grindy. I don't know. I mean, I grind naturally in Secret of Mana, but it's... part of it's because I have so much fun with that combat system. I have fun just attacking things in Secret of Mana, so it's very easy for me to grind away. Alright guys, we are... I know I'm probably missing an energy tank here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Home stretch! I couldn't finish Dragon Warrior because I let a friend borrow it 30 years ago. Getting the third and final character? That's really early in the game, Sinful. Like, you barely got anywhere in Secret of Mana. Yeah, you barely got anywhere, Sinful. That's very early in the game. But yeah, I would probably say the most grindy parts of the game are, you know, is the beginning. It never hurts to grind at other parts of the game, but I remember it being not really all that necessary. I mean, especially if you know how to play the game. Like, I don't know if you understand how the combat system works in Secret of Mana. Like, I know a lot of people will jump into Secret of Mana and they just want to mash the attack button over and over. But the fact is, that doesn't work in Secret of Mana. How often do I stream? Depends. On Twitch, I probably stream 2 to 4 times a week. On YouTube, I stream once a week, every Thursday night. Sometimes I'll do like a random surprise Tuesday morning stream on YouTube as well. And that's going to be happening a lot more come October. Just for October. I went too high up. Yay, Google Maps. I mean... Google image searches. Demon's Crest. Yeah, actually, you know, Demon's Crest was one of my first dedicated game live streams. So when I started live streaming on YouTube, I mainly just did like variety streams where I'd just play a single console and just bounce from game to game to game. Demon's Crest was the first dedicated game stream I did. So we actually ran through that on stream a couple months ago. I also did a Let's Play of it about a year ago. Nice, Brandon. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Wild Arms 2. Ark of Napishtim, East, nice. That's one I have on PS2, I need to finish. I actually traded in my PSP version of it last week because I have it on PS2 and I was like, I don't need 2 copies. And I know they're basically the same game, except the PSP one uses sprites for the character, whereas I think the PS2 one uses polygons. Screw attack! Do you know what's funny? I didn't get the wave beam once. And that's okay, because I need the ice beam now anyway. What would you think the most annoying enemy in video games is? Lyzurk, it's called Sword of Mana. And it's a remake of the original Seiken Densetsu game, which came out in Japan. Or sorry, it came out in North America as Final Fantasy Adventure. But they remade it for Game Boy Advance and just called it Sword of Mana. That's what you're thinking of. Yeah, most annoying enemy in a video game, man, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I don't know. The Red Demon in Ghosts and Goblins, he is pretty annoying. But in the arcade version specifically, you can bait him into trying to attack you. Like pretty much 100% of the time. So he's actually not that bad when you figure out what to do. Now the ones in Super Ghouls and Ghosts, on the other hand, those guys can go screw themselves. And that would actually probably be one of my candidates for most annoying enemy in a video game, is the Super Ghouls and Ghosts red armors. The red flying demons. Because they have no discernible pattern in that one, as far as I can tell. Hey, Boss and Burf. Alright. Wish me luck, guys. Skewer attack! Yeah, it looks like it only spawns like 3 or 4 of those, we used to call them, spaghettios back in the day. It only seems to spawn like 3 or 4 of them on screen at once. Ooh, that was close. And so if you can freeze multiples, then they might spawn less. Just a theory. Of course, I keep pushing them off screen, so it doesn't really matter. Peace out, Metroids! Should be getting pretty close. I remember we used to waste all our missiles on these guys, but you can just not use your missiles on them. Ah, crap. It's like right as I say that. Alright. Well, this might actually be trouble, because I don't have a lot of missiles, actually. This is actually a problem. I'm probably gonna run out of missiles. Hey, Seahole. There's not like a missile power-up in here, is there? I don't think there is. You know, we might have screwed ourselves, actually. No pun intended. Screw attack, sorry. Yeah, I'm out of missiles. I can't do anything. Oh, she's so close to dying too. Look at how fast it's beating. What happens now is we reload our game. We need to go get missiles. We need to grind out on missiles. No, morph ball bombs do not work. Yeah, it's funny, like, we're at the 3-hour mark right now, and this is taking us about the same amount of time as it did, well, the last time I ran through this game, like, years ago. I honestly figured it would have taken me more time. Alright, we have to... How about some missiles? How about some missiles? Those aren't missiles. Give me some missiles, please. I feel like the game can hear me talking to it. And when I say, give me missiles, the game's like, nope! I'm at 143 missiles. I know I can get at least 2 more. It's like when you're maxed out on missiles, it only wants to give you missiles. Seems to be the same way when you have max health. Hey, Deadly, I'm okay with that, man. I mean, I know plenty of people that want another Sonic Generations. Not true, Lyzerk. Not true, actually. I think it's just completely random. Because I had full health, and I was just getting more health. Like, there's more health. And there's more health again. And... Sonic Arcade. Oh, man. This grind is wearing thin on me. The thing is, I just don't know how many missiles I can carry, so as long as the number keeps going up, I want to keep trying to max it out. Yeah. I need as many as I can get. I don't want to get trapped again. Oh, jeez. It's still going! The grind is real. It's still going. I think we're probably safe, but, you know, just in case. Alright, I think I'm gonna risk it. I think we're fine. Is it really only 32? Yeah, it's funny, like as a kid it felt like it was so much more. Oh, that was close. You know what's funny is I probably would have actually killed Mother Brain the first time if I didn't use any missiles on the Metroids themselves. Really? Screw attack! Nice, Gunpei Yokoi. You fulfilled your mission. It will revive peace in space, but it may be invaded by the other Metroid. Pray for a true peace. In space, produced by Gunpei Yokoi. Okay. Oh, there you go, guys. Metroid on the NES. Woo! One sitting. We did it, guys. Thank you guys, thank you. Gunplay, Yokoi. Hey, no problem, Encrypted Predator. Thanks for hanging out. And likewise to everyone else that tuned in. Now do Legacy of the Wizard. I will do Legacy of the Wizard first on Twitch. And then I'll do it on YouTube. Hey, see ya, Brandon. Yeah, he really was. Gunpei Yokoi was the man. Second loop. I want to do Legacy of the Wizard, Andy. I like that game. I've never finished it though. But yeah, wow. Metroid, guys. We did it. Granted, you can thank the save states. If we weren't using those, it probably would have taken us at least another hour because of the times we died. And the times we would have had to have restarted and then grinded for health again and yada yada yada. No problem, Lyzerk. Yeah, I understand the stream kind of starts late for some of you guys on the other side of the world, but for those of us in the United States, it works out pretty well. People on the East Coast will go to bed around now, and then people on the West Coast, it's still pretty early for them. Well, I'll go ahead and reset the game so we at least have some kind of background noise. But, yeah, Metroid. Really, really great turnout tonight. We had 60 some odd people. I've never had that many people tuned in consistently on a YouTube stream. You know, the most we had, I think, was 50 something in the Mega Man stream. We had high 60s earlier tonight. That was crazy. So apparently, there's a lot of you guys out there that like the first Metroid, or maybe most of those people were just kind of like curious as to like the kind of games a masochist likes to play. And Reality Studio, man, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Thank you for tuning in, as always. I forget, is it all caps? Hey, baby! Looking like put on a little bit of weight there, Samus. And you have no eyeballs, actually. I never noticed that. Samus has no... Oh, there it is. She's got some eyes now. Hey, the wave beam makes an appearance. The wave beam just couldn't get away from us tonight. Screw attack! Alright, well I think this is probably a good place to stop. Actually, you know what we should do? We should just go all the way back to the beginning. Actually, we could grind out again and just go beat Mother Brain. Actually, I don't think we can. I think we have to actually defeat the bosses before it'll actually let us go to Mother Brain. Oh my god, people. You guys are crazy. Interesting that this code only starts you off with 5 E-tanks and not all of them. Yeah, Andy, quit pestering me for Let's Play, seriously. We love you, but please stop pestering me for Let's Plays. Especially in games like Undead Line that are a major pain in the ass to complete. There we go, guys. We shall finish where we started. By the way, I have been practicing on Deadline, but I've been very unsuccessful at it. It's got a lot of really bad, like, hit detection and things like that. That makes it really frustrating on certain boss fights in particular. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for hanging out. If you have any last-minute questions or comments, I can chill for a couple minutes. So what I'm going to do after this stream is, gonna eat some food, and then I'm gonna fire up a Twitch stream, and we're gonna be doing some Sega CD stuff, maybe some Genesis stuff. I finished Undead Line like 11 years ago, Andy. That was a long... Actually more like 13 years ago. It was a really long time ago. And trying to practice it recently, I'm thinking to myself, like, how the hell did I finish this so easily back in the day? I mean, I had it down to a science back when I first played it. But now I'm having a tough time with it. That morph ball is hilarious. Yep. Hey, no problem, Lazurk. Indeed, Sinful. Indeed. Final Fight CD. Yep. Encrypted printer, it is a thing, and I played it, and I'm not really a big fan of it. I don't really like how they handle the movements. It's black boxes on the sides of the screen. It's weird. It feels unpolished. Cabal, I will most certainly be playing Final Fight CD, and then after that, it's just kind of up in the air. I might even just switch over to Genesis stuff afterwards. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think the endings are based on time, and I took too long. I took over 3 hours, I think. Or what does the Sims swimsuit ending require? Is it like 2 hours, or is it less? I don't know. Oh yeah, I have Caladrius and Caladrius Blaze. Yeah, you can like upgrade your firepower over time as you play. It's an okay game. Well, Undead Line, you don't actually upgrade anything. Like, the stat system in Undead Line just doesn't even work. I don't even know why it's there. But in Caladrius Blaze, yeah, you actually get upgraded. In Undead Line, it's broken. But yeah, for those of you guys like inquiring about if there's more, there will be more here. So go there, and the second I stop this stream, I'll be starting a new stream on Twitch, and in probably about 15 minutes I'll actually start playing. But I'm gonna just have an away message up, and I'm gonna be eating some food and whatnot. So no, thank you, Miku, for hanging out. Hey, no problem, Viper Acid. I have no idea what you're talking about, Lyzerk. I will, Sinful, I will. Very nice, Cabal. Guy writing in some foreign language. I have no idea what you're writing. I have no idea. Wow, this YouTube overlay change is really throwing me for a loop. Okay. Well, right on, Tyler. Thanks for tuning in. Likewise, Victor, good night. And Reality Studio, thanks once again for your super chat, man. And Jeff, you're probably not out there still, but thank you also, man. I really appreciate it, you too. Yeah, it might be a settings thing on your end, Lyzerk. My channel name's coming up normal on my end. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. But alright guys, that's gonna do it. Once again, shout out to the Patreon backers. Gotta do it at the beginning and end of the stream. So thank you folks for your support. And thank you everyone that tuned in tonight. It was an awesome stream. You know, we made it through a classic NES game. And we had a lot of people watching tonight. That's always an awesome thing. So But alrighty guys, I'm gonna go eat some food and then start another stream on my Twitch channel. If you feel like staying up really late, feel free to follow me over there, and I'll post a link in the chat once more. For everyone else watching on the archive, if you made it this far, thank you so much for checking out the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and just remember you can catch me on Thursday nights. As of now, you can catch me on Thursday nights. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that forever, but for right now, you can catch me on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll try to put some thought into what I'm going to stream next week. So, for those of you guys that don't catch me over at Twitch, there's going to be a new Let's Play uploaded Sunday, and then another live stream on Thursday. So, if I don't see you over on Twitch, hopefully I'll at least see you on Thursday, or in the comment section of my next Let's Play. So, alrighty guys, take care. I will see you soon.